She left the club at
Friends and
8:30.
family, I would like to propose a toast to my best friend Alma, to the celebration of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett Chapel. I wish you two a long, happy life together, full of laughs, memories, and love. I love weddings. Isn't this such a fun wedding? 9 years ago, I forced you to be my best friend when you were new to our 5th grade class. You wanted nothing to do with me, but I made you talk to me. From our middle school years all throughout our awkward high school years, we remained sisters. No matter where life's adventures took us throughout the years, from Montana, when I moved away to Arizona, to California, even to Mexico, they were all happy memories. Even though I moved far away, I recall threatening Garrett all throughout your relationship that if you hurt my best friend, you have to deal with me, despite not having met him personally. I remember when we were about 10 years old, we both promised we'd be married to Brad Pitt, but I guess I can forgive you for this. I'm glad you found your Prince Charming. I love you, and if you're happy, then I'm happy. I hope you're having the princess wedding you've always dreamed of and we've imagined, because you really deserve it. And without further ado, let's drink to love, laughs, and to the happy married couple.
Hello, friends and fellow students. Thank you for convening here today to mourn my beloved GPA. I've been working with my GPA very closely for many years, trying to encourage it to be the best that it could be. However, I have failed and my GPA is now awful. This is a tragedy for many. To my parents in particular, I am so sorry. I know you had higher dreams for me and my GPA. In this period of mourning, I would like to share with you all of the good times my GPA and I had together, all of the wonderful qualities my GPA got to share with everyone whose life it touched. And then I will briefly touch on the tragedy that was the last few semesters of my GPA's life. My GPA and I had been working together since way back. It all started in junior high school when I took my first high school class in 7th grade. It was algebra. My GPA was there for the ride. We went into it with an open mind and positive thoughts. It was hard, but we pushed through it together. Anytime I was struggling, my GPA encouraged me to work harder in order to better both it and myself. It never let me slack off too much. As I entered high school, my GPA and I were ready for the road ahead. There were a few ups and downs, but in the end, we came out okay. My GPA was always there to have other people's backs as well. Back in the day, my GPA was extremely motivating, not only to myself, but to my peers. In high school, it motivated those around me to strive to be their best, all the while ensuring that I didn't slack off too much. It was constantly there to inspire myself and others to shoot for the stars. My GPA was my #1 supporter of me reaching my goals. But then high school ended. And as I was applying for college, my GPA started losing its touch. It was no longer as motivating. It was now in the business of breaking spirits. It began when, due to my GPA, I was not accepted into my dream school. And from then on, my GPA's positivity was in a downward spiral. As I entered college, my GPA began constantly fighting with me, against me rather than with me. My GPA stressed me out, caused many sleepless nights, hundreds of dollars spent on coffee, and many hours of excruciating studying. My GPA was dropping off big time, and eventually it was so far gone that I could no longer save it. It was over. My GPA was once amazing, and I am so deeply unsettled by this tragic loss. I wish that I could just have the opportunity to see it at 4.0 again, but it seems that those days are long gone. However, rather than concluding with a focus on the tragic end of my GPA's life, I would like to focus on the good days, on how much my GPA used to impress people and bring smiles to their faces. My GPA, you'll be missed greatly by many.